Hello everyone, welcome back to Isadora. Hope you're all having a good week. It's really good to be back. So if you're new to this channel, welcome. If you've been watching the channel, welcome back. It's really good to have you back. So today we're going to be talking about she's not wife material. Now, this is not to say this particular type of woman is a bad person. No, she's not bad. She's just the sort of woman that hasn't matured enough for marriage, right? See, let me give you an example. If you go for a job interview, yes, you will have to be qualified enough for the role. Okay. The institution of marriage is also a contract, and a woman has to have certain qualities to qualify for the role of being a good wife material. Do you understand? Okay, so I just wanted to be very clear on that. It's not saying she's a bad person. It's just saying she's not yet there. She's not mature enough for that role. See, the mistake a lot of men make is people look at the general stuff, which yes should be looked at. How she looks, obviously you have to be with a woman you're attracted to. The job she does, how much she has, what she wears. Yes, those factors are very important, but who she is as a human being is also very important. So what happens is that yes, you marry the bright and shiny, and then 2 years later it's almost like the marriage is crashed. Why? Because a lot of fundamental things have been overlooked. You know, people are looking at the general stuff. What about her qualities as a human being, as a woman? Do you understand? Those things are overlooked. If those things are in check, it helps the marriage, it helps to build the marriage a bit better. So I don't want to go into it too long. Let's just get to it. So the first character type is dignity. So, or no dignity. Now, like I said before, we're not talking about a bad person here. What this is how does this woman value herself? So you've met this lovely, attractive, amazing woman. Does she value herself? See, one question I always ask myself all the time is, do I have a price? Honestly, I don't know. I know they say everybody has a price, but do I have a price? I always consider these things, like, because, you know, the real temptation is usually what you need, what you want. I think for me, the biggest prayer is not to be led into temptation, right? And even if I am led into temptation, is to have the strength and the fortitude to be able to overcome it. I think for me, that's the biggest prayer, to be honest. Because, okay, see, if you go by the story, if you know the story of Jesus in the Bible, this is not a religious thing, I'm just using that as an example. Jesus was here to save the world, right? The devil tempted him with, why don't you own the world as opposed to save the people or die for the people that hate you? Do you understand? I mean, if I'm faced with that sort of temptation, what would I do really? To be honest, why would I want to die for people that hate me? Just saying, do you understand? So it takes a lot to overcome certain kind of temptations. Now, when I say price, it doesn't necessarily mean monetary terms. It could be attention, clout. Does she go naked on maybe social media or whatever for clout? Do you understand? It might not even be that. It might be the sort of relationships she's getting into. Maybe because she feels she's getting older, then she has to settle. Everybody else is getting married. Oh, I don't want to be single. It could be anything. A woman can reduce her value and her worth, or she might not know her value. I mean, to be honest, that was my story once. I felt like I was in relationships that I was reducing because I didn't know my worth. Let me put it that way. Because I didn't know my worth, I put myself in certain situations. So it's everybody's story. Do you understand? But that was in the past. As a human being, we all have to learn to grow past certain things. So that's what I'm saying. Like I said, it's not because she's a terrible human being. It's because she hasn't grown to fit that role yet. So the next character type is patient, or the lack of it. So this is the sort of woman that she wants to live the fast life. she sees every other person driving big cars, living in big houses, wearing designer clothes. She wants all that things, all that. So this is a woman that is in the tax bracket or income of 100 naira, and she wants to live the life of a billionaire. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like I said, a lot of men just look at the bright and shiny. Oh yeah, she has this, oh she's driving that, she's doing this, she's doing that, without actually looking at the value of this woman. So lack of patience. She thinks Rome is built in a day. She doesn't want to build anything. She just wants to come out of school, just drive the biggest car, live in the biggest house, without putting in the work for it. And this is not something you can necessarily blame her. The society and her environment can play a major factor in a woman being that way, because a lot of women feel, oh, if I don't wear this designer clothes, people are going to look down on me. I can't understand this craze for designers. I'm not saying it's bad, don't get me wrong. Some people love their designers, right? But some people just wear it because people will look down on them. Like, I'm not lying. If I were to be a billionaire today, it's not that I won't wear designers, but even if I do, I would rather choose clothes that suit my body type. Like, I'm 1,000,001 sizes. I could be one size in 1 week and another size 2 weeks later. So I would rather choose a designer that has that cut. It doesn't even have to be known. I don't care how much I have. Do you understand? It doesn't have to be known. I would rather choose a designer that has a cut that suits my body type, as opposed to, you know, everybody's wearing this. Oh, let me give you an example. I went to visit a friend once, right? And this dude walked in, and well, I had a Gucci bag. I didn't buy it. It was a gift. It really was, seriously. So I had a Gucci bag with me, and it was beside me, right? And this guy walks in. He didn't ask for my name. He didn't ask anything about me. The first thing he said to me, so what kind of designers do you like? I'm thinking, why? Because he had a Gucci belt on, and I think Gucci slippers or something. So he wanted to know if my bag was original or fake or whatever it is. I never even said a word. I just said to him, I don't know. I like British designers and stuff. And then he proceeded to take it off his slippers and take it off his belt and showing me, oh, I love Gucci, thinking that I would actually brag about my bag as well. Why would I brag about it? Why would I brag about investing in another person's generational wealth? I want to design stuff people can be proud of as well. Do you understand? I'm not bragging about somebody else's generational wealth. I want mine. Do you understand? So it just, society has a lot to play in this. Do you understand? But a woman has to mature past certain things and these are the people that look down on other people. You see them, no income, all designer head to toe. Do you understand? And they're looking at other people like, what are you wearing? It's sad. The next character type is diligence, or the lack of it. So this is a woman that is very busy doing nothing. No, I'm not kidding. She's busy. It's just, even after a year, you can't account for anything she's done. She's busy though. Very, very busy. Do you understand? You can't account for anything. So this is the sort of woman you probably invest in. Okay, so let's invest in a business. You invest in a business or whatever it is. A year has gone by and she's still telling you, oh, I'm doing feasibility studies and everything. 2 years has gone by. What's happening? Oh, I'm still doing this. But she's busy. She goes out like, you know, how many hours in a day? Do you understand? She's out doing the work, except you can't see what she's doing. Do you understand? You can't account for anything. Now, if you haven't married this woman yet, you should know as a man that when you do marry her, you will not be able to account for anything. That is just really that simple. You will have savings that you can never really account for. Do you understand? So, I mean, if you have married her, you're on your own. I don't do domestics, that's why I don't really talk about marriage, right? But if you haven't, I mean, these are the things you need to look out for. So the next character type is generosity, or the lack of it. Okay, so this is, my money is mine, but your money is ours. Okay, please don't get me wrong. Almost every woman you meet will tell you this. does not necessarily mean if you're down and out, they won't help you out. So women tend to say these things because they don't want a man to take them for granted or think they're a doormat and they're ready to just open up and share everything. But does not necessarily mean that if you're down on your luck or you're down and out, she won't stand by you. So that's not the sort of woman I'm talking about. The sort of woman I'm talking about is, she lives in the city. She lives in a mansion. She's all designed up. She lives a lavish lifestyle. However, her family live in a small town. They can't afford a meal. They can't afford to go to school. They can't afford this. They can't afford that. Yet she lives it. So even when she's generous to you or she's doing things for you, it's not real. She's just doing those things for you so that maybe you can marry her or whatever it is. Do you understand? It's not real, because the people that are supposedly, do you understand, important to her or important to her life or important to what made her a woman, she's neglecting them. Do you understand? So this is the sort of woman, one should look out for how she treats other people, not just you. How is she? And generosity does not necessarily just have to be monetary terms. It could be her time. Do you understand? It could be her time. It could be, how does she treat other people? How much time can she afford to expend on another person? How selfish or selfless is she? It's a total package. So the next character type is courage, or the lack of it. So this is the sort of woman. Let me just give you an example. That's the best way I can describe it. Imagine maybe you have a great job, right? But your boss's wife wants to sleep with you. Do you understand? Maybe for you, and you know that if you don't do it, right, you're going to lose your job. And then you go back to discuss this with your woman. And she's saying to you, I'm not saying you should do it. I'm not saying you should do it, but I mean, we need money, right? We need money. If we're going to be getting married, where we're going to get money from? I'm not saying you should do it. Think about it very well. No, she's actually saying you should do it. Do you understand? So, I mean, the sort of woman you should be looking to marry is the sort of woman that would stand and say, you know what? We're going to stand on this. We're going to stand and pray about this. I'm not saying she might not be a prayerful person, but she would say, you have to stand on your dignity. If you lose your job, you will get another one. You will get another. Pay might not be as great, do you understand? But you will not do that, do you understand, just to keep a job. You won't do it. So you need that sort of support system that would stand by you through thick and thin. Do you understand? Not the sort of woman that would say, I don't understand. How do you want us to get money? But we need money. So this sort of woman will make you put your hands in different things. You understand? This is the sort of woman that would say, well, all my friends are going on holiday. Where are you going to get the money from? Do you understand? Not the sort of woman that would say, okay, my friends want to go on holiday this year. Let them go. We'll go next year. Let us find a way to put things together this year. You know, so there's no courage to say, stand your ground in any situation. She would always try to help you push the easy way out. Do you understand? She will always try to sway you towards the easy way. So the next character type is wisdom, or the lack of it. So this is the sort of woman, like I said, you're not looking at a bad person. You're looking at somebody that hasn't matured enough for the role. So God forbid you have a fight. Then she picks up her phone. Hello, Daddy. You won't believe what this man did to me today. Oh my God. You won't believe it. Mommy, I'm done with this marriage. I'm done with this relationship. Jessica, Shaniqua, Binta, whatever it is. Oh my God, he did this and he did that and he did that and he did that. She's not a bad person. She does not mature enough to apply wisdom to certain situations. God forbid you're down on your luck financially. I mean, she can go out there to get the money for you. It's just, this should be a collective agreement. You two should agree on this together before she goes out there. She's trying to help, but she's only doing it in her own way, in her small way of thinking. Do you understand? So she can go out there to actually even help you get money. Maybe even from her parents. Oh, daddy, he lost his job. He can't afford to pay rent. Oh my God, I need money for him. She's trying to help. You know, it's just, there are some things you should keep to yourself. So it should be a collective agreement between the both of you. Like, okay, this is who we're going to go to. This is who we're going to talk to about this. It might not even be a bad situation. It might be that you want a contract. So this is the woman that goes to her friends. You won't believe it. Oh my God, my man just won a contract. And the friends are like, really? How much? Oh, well, now you're a millionaire. Million? Billions. Forget it. And there's one friend sitting there thinking, really? So you think you have 10 heads? I see. Do you understand? God forbid you to have any personal issues. She would go out there and open her mouth and talk about it and not apply wisdom. Like I said, she's not a bad woman. She's trying to help. Most of the time, either that or she's just not mature enough to understand that certain things are best left unsaid. So the final character type is devotion, or the lack of it. This is the thing. In my opinion, my advice, never, ever marry a woman that does not answer to anybody. When I say anybody, it could be parents, it could be her God, it could be elders, it could be her place of worship. Never, and vice versa. So this does not just apply to women, it applies to men as well, but we're talking about women today, aren't we? So never marry a woman that doesn't answer to anybody. When I say that, what I mean by that is, if you're not able to, if something is going wrong and there's nobody, absolutely nobody you can call to say, okay, you know what, can you talk to her please? This is going on, that is going on, that is going on. If there's nobody, now you see, it might not be that she doesn't have parents, it might just be that she has no regards for them. Do you understand? Maybe she's feeding them, maybe she's the breadwinner of the house, so the parents, they can't say anything to her, they can't correct her. Do you understand? Never, even, and vice versa. Do you understand? Never marry a man that does not answer to anybody. It might be that he's the sole provider, so his parents will never say anything. There's nobody to actually go to when there's something wrong. Nobody he has that regards for, or she has that regards for, that can talk some sense into him or her. Do you understand? Never. Because you see, when things are going wrong, you have your cross to bear. Sometimes this person may be too familiar with you to listen to what you're saying, but there's got to be that one person that you know that can actually make them see reasons. Do you understand? It's not every time you two are going to see eye to eye. If you always do, the relationship is fake, right? So you're not always going to see eye to eye, but there's got to be somebody, do you understand, that you know that if this person says, come here, sit down, let me talk to you, that person can relate to her sense of reasoning or his sense of reasoning. So most of these things are vice versa. It's not just to women, but like I said, we're talking about somebody that is not a good wife material today. So like I said, it's not a bad woman. It's just marriage is also a contract. It's also an institution. And sometimes not every woman is mature enough to fit that role. Do have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful week and stay blessed. Namaste. Love you all. Bye.